police are checking out what came across as a shooting call or an accident. And right now they've told me they have no car, no victim, but I do believe there's some shell casings there. So they're just being thorough and checking it out. And, in case somebody shows up at the hospital, I guess.
Oh, I am so tired. I did not sleep at all yesterday. Wah, wah, wah. I think it's just so much. We did so much yesterday that I was just too amped. My brain wouldn't go shut off. I couldn't get comfortable, and I just couldn't get to sleep. So I finally gave up on it. Anyway, excuse me while I put my finger in the shot. It's the hazard of having your switcher in your camera, whatever. But this is where we are live from. And, well, we were live here and across the street at the other sports place. Somebody did well in their sports contest yesterday, and so they're printing up shirts to celebrate their victory. Finger. But, so yeah, obligatory. Got to come out here at all these sporting goods stores. We did the Kansas sampler one earlier, but they opened later. So we came over here to get some actual people shopping for stuff. But I appreciate that the one across the street is a local business, and we gave them some love and we went to the one that opens at 7. And so, believe it or not, I'm gonna finish up, bring back my TVU and everything, and then go and have some coffee and try and stay awake while I drink my coffee. I gotta have my caffeine fix. Oh, yeah. And I gotta put my finger in the shot because I'm looking at that sunrise. The weather is moderating. It's in the 50s, but it feels tropical almost. So, yeah. And to see blue skies after I don't know how many days of gray we had, if not weeks, without the sun. I can't remember. Anyway, I got to go.
It's a nice day. It's gonna be nicer than yesterday. Oopsies. How about I turn off the car? Then it might lock for me. I need coffee. I didn't sleep last night. Look at the art. It is so pretty. Coffee. I need to get out of here before me and that stool become one. It's a very beautiful day. It says the temperature is, won't tell me. It's already 48 degrees right now. And I had a nice conversation there, and that's the third space aspect of it's good when there are friendly people in your third space, your adopted third space. And I find that too many places people are very judgy of one another, and I include myself in that. Unfortunately, I have a bad habit of doing that, but I think it gets in the way of forming relationships. I mean, you don't know what people are about, what they've gone through in life, all that good stuff. So it's nice to just have good, pleasant conversation about things and not worry about people come from, or I mean, it's nothing to anybody anyway. It's like you're not gonna have a relationship with most people where that kind of thing would matter. It's just good to have a good conversation about things and take the edge off loneliness. And that's what a third space is all about. It's not about the coffee. The coffee is the excuse. And the coffee houses, I used to hang out in bars all the time, and I never drank, but I hung out in bars because I like music, and I like listening to music and stuff, and bands and everything. And then eventually I got to where I would go to a bar and not want to hear the music anymore. I just wanted to sit at the bar. But I'd always drink like a Coke. Rarely would I drink something alcoholic. Alcohol is not my thing. And then I got this girlfriend, and she broke me of the habit of going to the bar. And then after me and that girlfriend were no longer seeing each other, I tried to go back to the bar, and I was like, I just didn't feel right about it anymore. It's just like, bars, everybody wants to drink, and nobody really wants to talk to each other unless they're, socially drinking, and everybody's trying to pick up each other and not pick up each other, just all that stuff. So when I was with this girlfriend, we were going to this coffee house called Henry's in Lawrence. And I just got into the habit of going to the coffee house, and it just became my substitute for bars. And, there's some coffee houses that have music and stuff. So, I mean, in Kansas City there was G Coffee. I can't remember anymore. I think G Coffee was the one that was in Olathe. I'm trying to remember the name of the one. I might be getting them mixed up, but there was one close to the Grand Emporium on Broadway. Is it Broadway? Main. It was on Main. Daily Grind, that was the one on Main. And those are the two coffee houses actually were, the coffee was kind of secondary. Their main reason for being was put on shows, music, all ages shows. And come to think of that, there was Java Gaia. The Java Gaia didn't do so many shows so much. They did some jazz or things like that, but artsy things, but not like hardcore music shows. And then Rumba Box, and before Rumba Box, in the same space, there was the Human Observation Lab. And I'm really going back into history. But, yeah, I wish I could find another coffee house like that for the music. As far as I know, there aren't any of those kind of places anymore. There used to be a thing in Kansas City. It was really hard to get a all ages place. But they didn't serve any food or coffee. There was a place called Blue Tile Lounge on 39th Street. There's a lot of other places that I can't mention. I've forgotten or never really went to. The VFW Hall in Kansas City. A lot of these venues. But all ages type places really had a tough go at it because they got lumped in as by the police and the authorities as rave places where bad things were happening. Ooh, 2 or more kids are gathering together. They must be up to no good or selling drugs and oh my God, are white kids hanging out with black kids? Can't have that. No. I mean, you might think that I'm making that up. I'm not. Kansas City was really bad about that. Police busted up a rave, and we're talking on camera about how proud they were that they did that, because we can't have these kids hanging out after hours. I still get worked up about it, and I'm like almost a senior citizen. I still get worked up about it. I mean, when I was in my 20s, that's the way it was. And I'm sure in the 60s and 70s it was even worse. Although to hear some people say it was so much better way back in the day, the day before my time or whatever. I remember kids used to go to a place called Pogo's, which sort of derives its name from what was popular in the late 70s, early 80s, which was pogo dancing, which was a punk rock thing. And but the funny thing about Pogos was it was all like disco music, pretty much. And they sold watered down beer, and they were over on the Kansas side. And a lot of kids used to sneak off even on weeknights and get into trouble with that place. I think that's what eventually ended Pogo's. I think there was another place too that. Anyway, I'm reminiscing too damn much. I gotta end this boorishness. My videos are getting long. Woohoo! Nothing really to report tonight, so I guess quick trip run is it. I do this at least once a night. So I haven't tried this yet. Quick Trip has gotten new coffee machines. They grind their coffee and right in front of you and everything, and they got the generic cream. So let's see how this is.
51 dispatch. What's the status of Truman downtown?
Okay. Better than it was before. Convenience store coffee is usually not very good, and I won't be able to stop at a coffee shop later today. I have to do stuff in the afternoon, so I have to go straight home and go to bed, and so this will be the only way to get my coffee fix.
Joins us live to show us how one business has been getting ready, because these Super Bowl parties, they've got like 3 themes going on: Vegas, Swifties, Chiefs. Yeah. So good.
Hey, how you doing? Pump back shots at Union Station, and I had to go shoot some. We used to call them MOSs, but now it's like a voice for everyone. It's like giving voice to every person the common person, average everyday person, what's your opinion on things. You know, hear from everyone, which is a nice sentiment. I like it. But yeah, so you know, your Union Station, talking about what else, and now I'm heading home quickly because I have to try and get my sleep early so I can get up for an appointment today. So and you know, being late coming from work, which is usual for me, isn't helping me at all, but it is what it is. And overnight, not much. The weather is moderating. It's cooler today, but it's still bearable, very bearable. Matter of fact, you know, it's funny in coming out of summer into fall, as soon as you get like below 60 degrees, it's like, oh, freezing. But now it's like, it's in the 40s and we're like, oh, such a nice day. So well, anyway, I don't know if my sound is working on this thing. I guess I'll find out here in a little bit. But I got to go. Echo. Alright, they have done something here. They've messed up traffic, of course. Oh, Broadway Bridge is blocked off. There's a brand new bridge in town. And I think this may be the last we'll ever get to be on Broadway Bridge. At least the northbound lanes are going over a brand new bridge, I think. There's Broadway Bridge. I guess this will be the new Buck O'Neill / Broadway Bridge. Well, brand new bridge. We are back here live at Union Station talking about what else? Yep, it's all decked out in red and yellow. I guess we'll probably be outside here for the first hour and then inside for the second. Yep, we moved inside. Love Union Station, it's so pretty. Hey, how you doing? We're done with our live hits. Our last one didn't work because I guess my wireless decided it didn't want to wake up for that one, and I pulled the batteries out and put them back in and it reset itself. Not a technical issue you can take to somebody and say, hey, can you see why it's doing this? Because it won't repeat itself. For not like it's broken or something, it's just, I don't know, once in a while it doesn't want to do its thing. We're just coming from Zach's school counselor. Now it's time for lunch. We're gonna eat here.
Lord, I can't see
the old Harley. I got my eggs, pork chop, and grits, and Suyan's got a Reuben, and came with some soup and coffee. The history on the walls. We are sassified. So, who are the Chiefs playing?
I don't know, honey.
What was the name of the team? The San Francisco what?
San Fran. Niners?
Niners? What Niners?
I don't know.
Say what you said in the restaurant. First you said the 59ers.
The 69ers? What is it?
People will be sure to correct you on that one.
What is it?
Back here live again on yet another story about, I don't know. So I was in Lenexa covering an accident, and I'm waiting to hear if this news story is about the accident I covered, but it's weird. When the police won't talk to you, you don't get any information, and so you're kind of like the last one to know. So pretty strange. It was a pretty awful looking crash.
Let's try this thing. It's a little glitchy. I'm doing a live stream. I forgot about those speed humps. You know, any day now it's going to start moving for me. Let me push this forward. I'm doing a live stream testing for tomorrow because I'll be trying this out tomorrow. See if it'll work.
Happy Friday. There's a new streetcar coming. And I don't know the specifics of what they do when a new streetcar comes. I suspect it actually comes in through there by the streetcar barn, and there's access to railroad tracks, because I imagine it comes in by rail. And they're doing some work here, but they've been doing work here forever. Here at 3rd Street in Grand. And this is where the streetcars turn. They come from the north that way and then head west and then loop around, head south. Yep. Better get busy and get my Vigimo. Today we're live at Union Station, but this time we're live from the other side of Union Station. So that's a little different. We're talking about goats named after 2 players of a certain sports team. And I've been told to show up here around 5:30. I'm early. And come to the circular drive and park in the circular drive close to the doors with the vinyl stickers. which I believe this is right around here. So, yay, we're here. Of course, I've got to show off goats. These are really young goats. Patrick is very calm.
He is. Maybe next time.
And this is Taylor Swift. Don't you know it? It's Friday. And a beautiful day in Kansas City. Let's get something to eat.
Let me look back here, make sure.
Definitely. February 1st, Friday. I don't expect much. I don't think there'll be hardly anything open. Although the weather is pretty nice. It's in the 40s. Still a bit cool. Good excuse to let the dogs out and walk around. I need to walk too. Need the exercise. Of course, it would be warm if the wind wasn't blowing, but you know, as soon as the temperature goes up in this area, the wind has to blow to make things cold. But expect still winter. So here's one gallery that's open. Let's go on in.
Welcome to our group show, Enter the Dragon. This show highlights locally and across the country in celebration of the Year of the Dragon, the Lunar New Year.
Nice.
Absolutely. Enjoy the show.
Are we okay right there, doggies? Are you gonna stay there if I go look at some art? Upstairs gallery. It's right there, where we just were. If I can only speak. Always got to stop and get pictures of the alleys. Love the alleys. Because if nothing else on First Friday, there's the alleys. This place is always very colorful. I'm gonna go look inside. I sent Cyan to look at the art. Some of it's really interesting. interesting alley if the wind isn't blowing in my mic. Love the alleys. And I like that mural too. There's the sign I like to see. It's all lit up.
No problem. It's okay.
Out of the crossroads into the River Key, where we can find the only coffee house that's open right now. Maybe. Saya's got her hot chocolate. And her phone, of course. And I got tea. Saya has made a friend. Today is Saturday. Temperature, it says it's in the 50s, but it feels colder. And I'm in North Kansas City to get a haircut. Oh, I've needed one for quite a while and get the old bozo ears going. And today is kind of a day of rest. Today we don't have really anything to do, so we're getting caught up on some things. And I, of course, have to run an errand or two, so that's what I'm doing. Last night was memorable. It was fun. It was good to get back into doing some of the old things that I used to do. Although, you know, first Fridays in February, December, January, February, November, not the best. Most galleries don't even open up, and so the only things that were really open were the bars. It's an old Pontiac, 1967, I believe. And so we had a good time. We saw Amy and her gallery, and then walked around with the dogs, and then we went to a coffee house and closed it out, amazingly. Went right up to the time that they closed. Anyway, let me work on this haircut. This is my errand. Gotta do something in here. Not that I've done anything special or marked the occasion other than posting a few links to things in the past, but today is the day the music died. Meaning Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper, and Richie Valens died in a plane crash together on this day in 1959. And we visited in the summer of 2020 on our trip to Minnesota. It's north of a town called Clear Lake, Iowa, where the plane crashed. And there's a nice special memorial marker there for people, for the victims of the crash. People can hike in there and leave behind memorabilia or whatever, but it's a nice little spot. Anyway, it was today. It happened in 1959. kind of cool too, but hopefully the weather will get nicer today. Possibly looking for a loft for the boys. Looking at the bunk beds. Yep, and while we're here, we have to think about things, so we're gonna stop and meditate over food, and they got this cart, and we're here in the cafeteria. I've got the cod and tomato soup. Aunt Suyen has the salmon. Zach has something fried, and Saya has the Swedish meatballs, or as Aunt Suyen calls it, the Swedish meatballs. And then Luke and Aunt Suyen are sharing a salad. Coffee. Let me try the cod.
They have burritos.
They have burritos? No, that was a burrito. That was a wrap.
Kansas City, IKEA. Smorgasbord. Now the fun begins.
16 to 18.
The fun of IKEA.
Here's the code.
And it goes all the way up. Yeah. Fine.
Okay. So,
Use your legs. Back. Luke, you're using your back.
We shopped and we dropped. We are out of here. I think it's slim pickings. I think it's slim pickings. Means it's been picked over. Look at the sun trying to break through the clouds. Let me give you the lay of the land for context. We are here at Target because, I don't know, it's shopping day, I guess. Costco. The Take. Looking for the sandwiches. I think I'm done finally. Let's get out of here. Home sweet home.